Welcome everybody, here's your Strategy Wolf and welcome back to Victoria 3 and our Japanese Empire. With in charge we have Emperor Komei Yamamoto, sorry. And last time we saw we got kind of banned the samurai. They are still accepted as officers in our army and so on, but we kind of got rid of the samurai as a unique as their own interest group. Now they're called the armed forces and the samurai got part of them. So we have a super righteous government right now. These interest groups are aligning and keeping the modernization of Japan in check. I wouldn't say they're like enforcing it, making it a modern country. And yeah, we've been debating recently also our paths of expansion. We do have claims on Korea now. We're definitely like damaging relations with Qing, and also the Heavenly Kingdom is one of our favorite expansion targets. So yeah, we're gonna go in a second. Let's have a quick look what's up to do. We can still adopt the Western style cloth, which we're going to do probably in 80. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. What could be a good, reasonable, and historically speaking, feasible date when the Japanese adopted more like suits and so on. Yeah. Apart from this, we need to get up some bureaucracy so we can go more into our institutions. And yeah, let's then have a look where we are wasting taxation. Still in Kansai. Wow, that's crazy. Kansai like being so populated. Yeah, 11 million are living here. Former capital, sure. It makes sense though. Can we do promote bureaucracy actually here? Still already running. And build 2 more here. Chubu. Alright. Kyushu, let's do this slowly. And Shogoku. Let's get some more government buildings out and we'll see where this is leading us. Maybe we get in a positive, which will probably, and now I think when we already have the empire that wants to expand, we will go here for colonial affairs probably when we have 440 plus. With those then we can start when we have this with our house rule to settle maybe the Micronesias here a little bit. And yeah, and some other thing we saw, oh yeah, let's have a look over here. We saw last time was a war in between the they just don't like each other. We have this block here where the Russians, let's get an overview. When we have the Ottomans and the Prussians / the North German Federation are fighting the French, the Russians and the Montenegrinians for basically French ports down here and a bigger Montenegro. So interesting. And the Ottomans seem to get kind of overrun down here. The Russians took, oh no, not Constantinople, but they moved their front down there, overran Bulgaria. Wow. Whilst the Germans / the Prussians took Poland. And as I mentioned last episode, yeah, it's for me, I do like the way that Victoria represents the diplomatic place and so on. But to some extent it would be nicer if even powers that are so successful, if they would win, if Germany / the North Germans could get some gain also from this. Well, we got triaged. By treating the wounded in regard to the seriousness of their wounds and the likelihood of recovery, it is possible to make a much more effective emergency care system. So we can introduce some first aid over here, but I don't want to right now. First, before we do, because we're not really fighting them, first I think we should definitely increase here ammunition, so we could go for the skirmish infantry. Talking about ammunition factories, we actually don't have them, so yeah, why not get 1 or 2 out already? So this is something we can tackle soon, because we definitely need to get our army a little bit bigger. However, we should also pay attention to our finances and also that our general economy is growing, and arms is a thing. Maybe we can take the smaller one and prioritize fully the arms. I think we rather should keep on building. Explosives, sugar. Can we import some more sugar? Let's try. Wood, we're already buying quite a lot. Groceries, tobacco. Fabric is still expensive. Fabric, paper, tools. Wow. Tools, paper, fabric. And wood still. And sugar. Alright, then let's give some of them out here. Let's focus on our big one. The capitalists are building some of their own as well. Let's do some more paper. I said fabric, right? Then let's get some cotton plantations out. And sugar. Sugar where we get from the rice farms, right? So let's also do some more sugar and rice. And I think also groceries were a point of interest. Okay. We now have the dedicated police force, which takes more power away from the aristocrats, which is fine. A little less percentage deduction from the penalties from turmoil, but we also get more less radicals when our standard of living decreases. Well, let's have a quick look. What did it say? We get lower penalties if the standard of living decreases. So maybe this wasn't actually the most interesting move, but okay. And we definitely wanted to do this. This was high on our agenda. So yeah, to get a different taxation model out. Maybe let's do this already. It will affect our money probably because the capitalists will pay less since they slide about to lose this job creator thing perk, but we don't have that many capitalists yet, so it's not that many. So I think this is okay. This actually can work, and when we get actually 23,000 more, I will definitely think about lowering the taxes already, since yeah, you know, I don't want to squeeze out my people since they will want to invest and buy stuff just themselves. Modernizing the arsenal. The charge in large-scale production from smoothbore muskets to rifles in the arms industries in Kanto has ushered a new era for small arms production in Japan. Even from 1,000 yards you can still take the shot. Forward artillery positions can be harassed, bayonet charges stopped before they have even commenced. The advantages are innumerable. Unless we develop sufficient manufacturing capabilities to produce these weapons, we are bound to face disaster on the battlefield. That is so true. So the Edo arsenal shall be famed throughout the world. Japan shall be at the forefront of military innovations. What do we prefer? More throughput versus the tech bonus and more migration for Kanto. To be honest, I like the throughput idea right now. But it's just Kanto, right? But Kanto has our main arms industries, which are also not that ginormous. Well, then let's take Japan shall be at the forefront of military innovation, so we get the repeaters. Repeaters, really? In German it's Repetierer, I guess. Oh yeah, this must be, yeah, okay. We get some kind of little bonus here, that's cool. It's good to see, and yeah, will help us later a lot. And we see already, I don't know if it's the, yeah, it's just our, in general, overall increasing GDP, and yeah, I'm happy to see these juicy green numbers after the couple of episodes in the, I would say the 50s, where we really struggled with our finances. Is our minting increasing, maybe? Yeah, a couple of more are here, but still the population, it takes time. It takes time. Here we have also... Can we do something else here to even promote more national values? Yeah, come on. Maybe up here too with the other Ainu and Siberian population. But I'm actually not 100% sure, because I think that if you're discriminated, you don't actually have conversion. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. if this was complete a waste of my authority, which is not terrible, but let's see. We do have the Ainu. And is there going to be some... Is discriminated? Inactive? Starving? Wow. Because they don't get paid or what? Laborers. Overview. And they're still Ainu. But is there... Can I see if there's some conversion going on? I would find it kind of odd if you discriminate and there's absolutely no chance. I mean, it's okay that it's slower. And the British stopped damaging the relation. Nice to see. Yeah, I get the point that, yeah, if you discriminate, maybe you're proud and you don't want to lose your culture and so on. It would be weird if they're just being absorbed or convert into the ethno-state. However, to some degree, I think it should happen. Public address goes Avery. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of proportional taxation by Tamemoto Okubo has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster for the armed forces. They again, okay. Fumbling his way through a series of poorly presented talking points, Tamemoto Okubo's arguments have been viciously and convincingly picked apart by his political opponents. The question on everyone's lips is now merely if this mishap was due to the inherent failings of proportional taxation or can be chalked down to the political incompetence of the armed forces. Yeah. It's okay if we have lower interest group attack. This is what we would have needed for the samurai first. This is fine for me. Are we paying our dudes here handsomely actually? No, we're not. So maybe let's use the surplus to pay our government workers fairly. And after really a long time, we are back in bureaucracy plus. You know, why I'm doing this is basically we should have with all these government buildings out. Let's have a look. Government workers who are bureaucrats. There's 400,000 in the end. That should, when they get paid more, of course, they have more money to spend on goods in our market, which leads to higher prices for them, which leads to higher productivity and so on. So, of course, it's nice to have richer populations, so they push our economy as well. Labor movement unlocked. Just as the world becomes more industrialized, so too do the workers become more organized, campaigning for better wages and better working conditions. This, however, is not great for us, I think, because this might start off a little bit of a power increase of our, at the moment, marginalized trade unions. Well, it is what it is, so we'll see how this goes. We're building our first ammunition factories here in Edo. So we shouldn't forget before... Oh, I really like these, like next to Fuji here, our wonderful train. Lovely. I really want to... We need to pay attention, that's what I was saying, when we build these ammunition factories, because I think there's no demand right now. Nope. So we need to change already some of them to skirmishers, who I think take the ammunition exactly. Come on, let's also change here all for cargo ports already, but it's don't need to play around for the little bit difference. And yeah, I think China has interest in South China suddenly. China, the US, I mean. So we can also improve relations to the US. I think the US, Britain, Germany, and maybe the French would have been interesting partners for us. Yeah, we have already quite good relations with the French, so this is nice to see. And the French won their war. They took here Thessalia as their treaty port. Interesting. So France has their Balkan entry point. So despite their victories here, I think the Ottomans just had to surrender, and Germany, I think that it didn't really get affected. This is odd for me. Of course, they damaged our relation immediately, which is annoying. How many flotillas? Yeah, our flotillas are really poor. Wow, the Americans really have a quite big They have a smaller GDP than we do, smaller population, but they do have a quite big Cox. No, they do have a quite big army under Wendell Cox, so this is impressive. We definitely have to work on this too, especially on our fleet, of course. So we won't really extend our army, but yeah, before this, also let's pay our army a little bit more handsomely. And the diplomatic they lost their interest in southern China, okay. Yeah, but I think it's true. Actually, to expand, we definitely need to increase our... We can here power of the purse. Bring that one out, yes. We need to expand our ports or our naval bases. So let's definitely go up here to a big first naval base in Tokyo. Let's see, we can still abort it, but let's just keep after this. We hope that our private investments are really helping our industry, our economy, whilst we can build 18 parallel naval bases. So we need some kind of, for any kind of operation where we want to land and bring troops, we need a fleet, of course, so this is important. Before that we have some other stuff going on. And I think we're in the plus, so I was also thinking about increasing our construction capacity by building some more, maybe 3 of them. That should be fine for the moment. Construction sectors. Let's build them first. The Qing are still part of the Russian market. Okay, yeah, we shouldn't forget about this. Oh, Russian-American rivalry ended. Yeah, but the Russians are still very conservative. I'm a little bit at the minus again with the new construction methods. However, we're building with 140. And we do have 316 bureaucracy. Not enough to increase here. So let's build some more. Maybe let's put them even not to the top at the moment, yeah, but in general a little bit more up. Especially after the paper, which they will need. I have a strong feeling we also will need more paper then. Oh yeah, we just built 2 more paper mills, that's not enough. Yeah, let's do this all before the navy bases. Alright. Bureaucratic imbroglio. Lawmakers working towards the enactment of proportional taxation have found themselves mired in a particularly complex set of bureaucratic proceedings, grinding the work towards reform to a near halt. The fully developed bureaucratic apparatus compares with other organizations exactly as does the machine with the non-mechanical modes of production. Damn, this labyrinthine legal system, or cut through at least some of the red tape. Oh. So people don't like the rich don't seem to like the change in the taxation system. Wild population, yeah. It seems like we're failing here anyways. Yeah, let's do this. But with 2% and more time. Let's see how this affects this. Maybe let's give it one more run. I mean, with 2.5%, it's highly unlikely, and we'll see where this leads to, and then we can stop it and try it another time. Booming industries. Dynamite is an extremely dangerous commodity, but also can be extremely useful one. Either way, we should increase our production of dynamite to match the demand from either the industrial or military sector. Alright. Building is munition plants, cash reserves, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we need to... Ah, we haven't really activated dynamite everywhere, right? Didn't we? No, just in the gold mines. Ah, yes. So before we increase any mines, let's do the dynamite increase. So lead is the most explosive one, but explosives are very expensive right now. Especially since we do have our munition industries now. What kind of settings can we use? Explosive shells. Yeah. Of course we go for this immediately. Then let's switch some to the barracks towards Encanto to skirmish infantry. Of course this brings us in a little bit of a deficit right now, but makes these more interesting. And we definitely need to extend our... Oh wow, this is great. Vacuum evaporation. I didn't know we have this one already. Wait. It lowers the... we have less fertilizer, but it's very cheap right now, so I think we can do it for all of them. Yeah, which makes the quite cheap. Here we didn't change the sewing machines yet with all of them. For no reason, I think we can do that now. Time to go a little bit here and check our production methods. Also for the ships, yeah, but there's no reason to do this right now. We don't need that many of them. Yeah, still... fertilizer now got quite expensive. Makes sense, since we shifted a bit over here, then maybe get in Chubu a little bit more fertilizer production out. So maybe this is the way to go. Actually, we have one more fertilizer, one solely fertilizer producing one, and one here for explosives. So maybe it gets... And yeah, it's that we wanted to get lead already to dynamite. That's okay. Alright, perfect. And what's the next most expensive mining thing? Coal. Alright, then let's get dynamite out for the coal mines as well. Wonderful. We can always increase the coal demand quite easily. How about sulfur and iron? We have a lot of iron mines. Iron is quite cheap right now. Is there any trade we're doing? No. So iron can stay like this for a bit. Paper mills being built. Sugar, wood, groceries, okay. It's so crazy, we didn't build any of these art academies ourselves, but the private investment really here in Tohoku, this is a little bit odd. I mean, Tohoku here, why not? We have logging camps, iron mines and mines here, and apart from this, a very established art scene of but okay, it is what it is. Shift work unlocked. Rotating teams of laborers in and out of a workplace is a sound way to maintain a steady flow of production over the course of a day for much longer than could be expected from the team working extended hours. Economies of scale building level cap. Alright. Didn't really research this actively. Okay, this was working fine. Let's get the next skirmish out. Since ammunition seemed to get cheap. Also here. Now we do have breech loading artillery unlocked. By changing the design to load the shells from a port in the artillery rather than down the barrel, it is possible to make a much more efficient weapon. Alright, breech loaders for arms industries. Shrapnel artillery for barracks. Shrapnel artillery for conscription, okay. Yeah, oh wow, this increases the ammunition demand a lot. Okay, we could go for breech loaders already, but maybe let's wait until let's do the skirmish infantry first, and then we change to the better artillery. At the same time, we're also doing, of course, also our industrial development. We've got another event. Backroom dealings exposed. Prominent members of the Kazoku, outspoken supporters of proportional taxation and close allies of Shigeto Matsudaira, have been exposed in a corrupt scandal, having exchanged political favors for personal gifts. Of course, that's what they always do. And yeah, sorry Shigeto Matsudaira, you've been quite suspicious a couple of times now. And yeah, I think you will get popularity away, and we again failed here with the proportional taxation, so we'll stop it and try it another time again. Sorry, lower classes. So shall we also continue pushing this up maybe in the so at the same time? Improved fertilizer unlocked, that's what we were researching. Oh, maybe we don't have to build that many fertilizers actually. And we need here, how much do we need? 452, so one more potentially. Oh, we're getting those. And we do have the fertilizers, so by experimenting with different chemicals, it is possible to make even more effective fertilizers. Yeah, not such an interesting text actually, but let's see what we can do. We can go for the improved fertilizers over here. So maybe we can go actually back to vacuum evaporation also over here to keep the explosives cheap. But of course they also have effect here on the rice farms that can produce way more grain. And okay, the ranching can't be changed right now. We do not have wheat farms, we have no maize, no mealies. Oh right, it's just rice, okay. Okay, let's see where this goes to. Fertilizer price, grain price. I think just more for everybody in the end. This should be a good development. And yeah, we can do some more research. We will not go for military right now, despite our efforts, because we still, you know, should have this kind of debuff right now. So let's definitely rather push production or social stuff. Construction sector and building throughput. This could be very interesting to increase our building speed. What do we have in terms of society? Taxation, government mutual funds. Of course, for the money, this would be also interesting, but we're kind of doing well right now. But I might go still for it, so rather play safe, get the mutual funds first, and then we can go for the building speed. Alright, let's do this. Let's research the better minting and loan interest rate, and we can do the publicly traded production method, which should kick off a little bit of a capitalist boom. And we can have a look at some trade routes that are not effective right now. Let's end them immediately. Sometimes you can take even trade routes that are not effective, but then over time they will get better. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, also we've got the 524 bureaucracy, so we can increase our colonial affairs. Let's go. Japan, the Japanese empire needs to rise and increase. Yeah, education would be of course also very interesting, but no, we want to get some colonies out as well. I wanted to look, I was at the trading, so let's have a look if we can buy some more sugar. Maybe we can lower our income, so we lower the taxes for the yeah, let's import some sugar from Portugal. Let's import some dye maybe. Maybe let's also lower the tariffs here. Oh no, then it's just getting more probably. We're gonna buy more, which is also okay. Wood. Also lower our tariffs here again. Some wood from the Germans, that's surprising. But let's do it. Some liquor. And the Portuguese are happy to do. But the typing is more, and yeah, for lower. Let's trade as we can with the, and also take some Russian liquor. Let's trade with the Chinese as long as we can. And groceries. Not really worth it. Tea. Also fine. Let's have a look what we can export. What we have really cheap furniture, yeah. Encourage exports. They're so cheap. Even to the Russians we sell some furniture. sulfur. We can also encourage exports. Let's see where we send it to the Brits. Steel. Oh, wow. Yeah, but this takes so many ships because steel is heavy, so we can rather keep it right like this. And we will have an increased demand anyways. Grain. Nah, also this will increase coal. Iron is at 0. Actually, then let's also take the step quickly to change the iron production to dynamite. Well, explosives will increase in price a lot. But we are also building more chemical plants, right? Still we are, yeah. So the explosives will get cheaper again. So the iron price is probably dropping in the minus. That's nice. Maybe we can we export some more silk, maybe to the Brits, yeah. But apart from this, this is looking kind of nice. Can we get some more porcelain? Nope. Let's. Yep. All right. So let's see. We're getting more colonial. We will be ready to spawn the first colonies in. When it's gonna happen? How long does it take? 47 weeks. So within a year. We might start colonizing down here. What do we see? Okay, this thought Italy had some colonies already here. This would be surprising, but no. The Brits took this one, Fort Wato. This is Numea, I think. I don't know what this is out of my head. Otherwise, we didn't see so much expansion over here. Slowly, we can also consider maybe going for Hawaii, since we have some connections now that the Americans won their war versus the Mexicans. Somehow Arizona, I guess this should be Nevada, sorry. Nevada was left out in their conquest. Yeah. So much about this. Let's finish the year quickly together. From the heart of the sea, a new admiral has presented himself as the ports of Tohoku, cheerfully acclaimed by his peers. However, the nephew of Tomemoto Okubo has also postulated that he has a most profound interest in the same title. There are stories, if one pays attention, that sound so impossible that they should belong in a novel. There was a kid, the sailors say, that started his life in a whaler and was one of the 8 men who managed to return from a terrible, terrible trip. For years, no one knows where he was. He wouldn't talk, refused to look a man in the eye. He then served in 6 different whalers and brought them all home safe and sound. What a hero. Maybe he's exactly the right man for our new to come fleet. Laborers become more. Trade union gets a new admiral. Interest group approval and attraction. Yeah, but maybe we should make Okubugu upset. Yeah, we're more from we're an emperor. We're more like, no, we definitely don't support the laborers that much, I think. How is Emperor Kume thinking? We're moderate, yeah. Political operator. Diplomatic, reserved. But he is coming from the armed forces and still from the old upper class, so I think we will not take this man. No. Alright, and I think this is also a good point for us. We have the 31st December 1867 to stop this episode again, so we can continue together in 1868. And yeah, I hope once again you liked it. Let me know what you think, and of course keep on commenting on whatever is on your mind, and let me know or correct me if I'm mispronouncing or stuff like this. Leave me a like and subscription so I can happily keep on going with this channel and hopefully grow. And yeah, then anyways, see you next time, happily with our next episode by your Strategy Wolf.